The best and easiest praise that I've ever given for a film in my life is that this is my favourite Scottish samurai film.
I will destroy you. I am Tornado. Remember my name.
So it's that film that you probably heard like one thing about and went, oh, really? Yeah, we've got Tim Roth, Jack Lowden, the Hound from Game of Thrones, and a bunch of other bandits chasing a Japanese teenager in 18th century Scotland, where she is because her dad and her were doing a travelling puppet show and doing that, but also training in the art of samurai. Yeah, this definitely has a specific vibe. Tornado is about, well, Tornado. Her name is Tornado, yeah. She does have a Japanese father, and he named her Tornado. So, she's running from this group of bandits, hunting her for their gold, and then we flash back to when she had a dad, and they were doing their puppet show, and everything seemed not that great still. It's a bleak world in general, very colourless for a film that has a puppet show in it. And then the bandits come along, and then this kid steals their gold, but then Tornado steals the gold from him, and then the kid rats on her to the bandits, and the kid is a wee shite, and yet she really tries to help him. And the whole thing is just... It just serves to be like, okay, here's this 15 minutes at the start where we have the bandits chasing her, and it's like, ooh, that's fascinating. And then it skips back for like... I don't know, like half an hour. Like, I feel like we've barely come out of the flashback by the end of the first hour of the film, which is insane considering that you get it. Like, we get it. It's really obvious what the flashbacks are going to be about. It's fine that it shows them, but spending that long on them was insane. You can tell this was cheaply made, but not in a way that it suffers that much visually. It just... It's baffling to me because I heard about this film, okay? I heard about this Scottish samurai film. There's this, it's old school set. It's got this teenage Japanese model who's come over to Scotland to film this with some pretty recognizable actors. Like, it's got Tim Roth in it, you know? I just thought there had to be something to that, you know? The reality is that if you heard the term revenge samurai story where this girl loses her father and hunts down the bandits responsible for his death. This is, from that description alone, the most run-of-the-mill thing you could have imagined. It's exactly what you would have expected from that, down to pretty much a T. It is a minimalistic film, okay? And I'm not against those. You know, I knew going in this was a kind of indie Scottish film. The fact that it is fairly cheaply made did not affect much about my enjoyment of it at all. What did is the fact that the half-hour flashback only really serves to make me like the character of Tornado less. You know, because it is, we just go, oh, by the way, it is all her fault that all this is happening. That her dad died, everything. It's all her fault. And you're like, oh. And she is just running from them the overwhelming majority of the film, when it's actually taking place, like, present day. It is just her running away, and then getting caught by them, and then finding a way to get away. Usually because somebody else helps her or intervenes or something, and then she runs away, and then they get caught again. Like, it's just wash, rinse, repeat until the kind of 75-minute mark when suddenly she goes, actually, I am a samurai. Here is my sword. Here we go. And she just starts hunting them down. But by that point, there's only like 15 minutes of the film left, and you're going, oh. And it's just, it's good from that point, but it's not really good. It really needed to come through really strong with that super short third act to make any sort of an impact after just being completely bland, not having great cinematography. When you're filming like rural Scotland, you really should be able to put together some really beautiful shots, and they just didn't. This feels like a pet project by some indie director that some well-known, recognizable actors just accidentally wandered into. Like, it's so baffling to me. And if I sound super negative, I mean, I didn't necessarily hate it, but I don't know. I went in with reasonably low expectations, and I still come out going like, meh. It is very bland. It is just considering the advantages that they did have. I'm just surprised that it ended up being this silly. It just gave me nothing that good, that bad. It is forgettable to the extent that I will never think about it again after uploading this video, probably. It's just when the bandits start, like, treating her with fear. Like, even if they don't know that any of their friends have been killed by her, like, they just start, like, falling down, dropping their swords as soon as they see her out of terror. With, like, no reason behind it. Like, as far, like, just been chasing her down. She's been running away from them this whole time. And then suddenly she turns up behind some of them and he goes, oh, no, like, on the floor groveling. I'm like, when did this happen? What else did she do that they didn't show on screen? I'm so confused. It's just irritating. It's just... It's got a lot of the pieces to make a film like this, but even leaving out the fact that it's not got some of the other pieces, the pieces that they do have just are very meh. Whatever. Could take it or leave it for the whole thing. And that's at its best, you know? So I wish this was about an actual tornado like I initially assumed. 2 stars. But if you want to see more Scottish film, I mean, if more Scottish films come out, there's not a lot of Scottish films, just in general. I feel like there's more Irish films, even though there's less people in Ireland. I live in Scotland now, so I should be seeing more Scottish films pop up, but they don't. But if you want to see more of them at some point, maybe, subscribe.